Hello everyone and welcome back. So in this video, we are going to discuss the question number 3 of LeetCode Contest 245, which is merge triplets to form target triplet. Now, if you ask me, this problem is not tough at all, right? This should have been the question number 2 in this contest, and question number 2 should have been actually question number 3. The video won't be very long. This problem is easily explainable and very simple enough to code, right? Let me just quickly shift to whiteboard and we'll discuss what the problem is asking us to do. So see, a triplet is basically an array of 3 integers and you have an array of triplets. So this is a 2D array where you have various triplets with you, right? And you have to somehow reach this target triplet using all the available triplets that you have. How will you do that? We have been given a single operation. Suppose we have a triplet 253 and we have a triplet 175 and our target is 275. What we need to do is we'll take the maximum values of each corresponding index. This means that take the max of 2 and 1, you'll get 2. Take the max of 5 and 7, you'll get 7. Take the max of 3 and 5, you'll get 5. Were you able to reach your target? Yeah, definitely you were able to reach your target, right? Now, such an operation can be performed any number of times, right? I think it is written here somewhere, any number of times, even zero, right? Zero would mean that your target is already present inside your triplet array, right? So this operation you can perform any number of times and you'll be able, and if you are able to reach your target, you'll return true. And if there's no possible way of reaching a target, you'll return false, obviously, right? So this question, I hope you guys understand that you don't need to actually write loop or recurse or something like that through this through these triplets and find all the possible pairs. It's very simple. Some things you need to understand, some things you need to observe. Let's observe them together. First observation, let me shift this. First observation. I'm not actually going to write the observation, I'm just going to display the observation. So if you look at this target, you'll see that the 1th index has 7. Now, if our operation is to take max between some ith and jth triplet, this means that the any triplet that I choose, whether it be this one, or this one, the value at index 1 should never exceed 7. Because if it exceeds 7, then taking, let me switch my pen color. Let's say that you're taking max between 7 and something that is greater than 7, right? Obviously, your answer will be shifted to this greater than 7. It can be 8, it can be 9, it can be 10, it can be any number which is greater than 7. So do you think that this triplet is viable for us? No, it is not. Because if you take the max between with any other triplet and this triplet, you will exceed your target. So this triplet goes out of the question. We won't even consider it. Let's just completely black it out. It's not at all for our use, right? So we can have many triplets such as these. Maybe 3 was present here, and this is greater than 2. So again, this triplet would have also gone out of consideration, right? So I'm gonna black it out again. Yeah. After you separate out, after you filter out your viable triplets, right? Now, if now even you don't need to take max actually, right? They're asking to take max. That is not also required because now what you can do is just iterate over through these viable triplets, through these viable triplets, which is the first and the last triplet, and see if their corresponding position, if any of the triplets corresponding position matches with the target. So I need to look for a 2. Okay, I can get a 2 from the first triplet. I need to look for a 7. I can't get it from the first triplet. No worries, I can get it from the second triplet. I need to look for a 5. I cannot get it from the first triplet. No worries, I can get it from a second triplet. Right. There's no possibility that any triplet would exceed the corresponding values because we only are iterating over the viable triplets. In our first iteration, we have removed all the non-viable triplets, right? So if there is one, if we find the values of target corresponding to the any viable triplet, we can safely conclude that we can perform max like 2 times, 3 times, or 4 times, but we'll reach our target, right? We'll reach our target. We don't need to actually perform the match. We just need to know if that value is present somewhere. We do not need to worry on how many max operations we need to perform because it is given that any number of operations can be performed. Something similar to question number 1. There also we had any number of operations. So we actually do not need to perform the operation. We just need to conclusively prove that after performing any number of operations, we get a result. Similarly, over here, we have proved indefinitely that after performing some amount of operations, we will definitely reach our target. This was what all the question is all about. Now I'll ask you to pause the video over here because this question is actually very simple to code. You can just go to a compiler and try it on your own. If, however, you are not able to write the code for this question, let us discuss the pseudocode. So let me shift myself over here a little. I think this much space is enough. And right turn. Perfect. So pseudocode, yeah. Let me take 3 variables A, B, C, and all of them represent true. Okay. These are the values that I need with my target. So let's just do one thing. We'll write a for each loop for each triplet in triplets, right? So I'm now focusing on one triplet itself. We need to iterate over only the viable triplets, right? So if the triplet is not viable, meaning if the corresponding values are greater than the target, we are not going to iterate, right? So let me write a if not, right? E triplet 0 greater than target 0. I'm going to use star for target, or E1, sorry, triplet 1 greater than tar 1, space, or triplet 2 greater than tar 2, right? If this condition is not satisfied, what we're going to do, we are going to check if corresponding values can somehow from each of the triplet can fetch us the values of target. So if triplet 0 is actually somehow in all these triplets, if any triplets 0th value is equal to target zeros, this means that we can actually achieve it no matter how many operations we take. So instead of I think I made one mistake. All these should be false, right? All these should be false. And if I find the value, I'm going to mark it. Similarly, if triplet 1 is equal to tar 1, my B will become true. If triplet 2 equal tar 2, my C will become true. Now, when will I return true and when will I return false? It's very easy. If all the values of ABC are true, only then I'll return true. If any of the value of ABC is false, which means that we did not find a corresponding, if we did not find a triplet whose corresponding value to target is equal to are equal, which means that one of our ABC or two or all are false, which means that if and only if all of the ABC are true, will return true. If any single one of them is false, will return false. And to check such a condition, I think you guys already have the hint what I'm going to do. I'm going to return A and B and C, right? So if any of these is false, the final result of A and B and C will become false, and our answer will be returned false. Otherwise it will be returned true. Okay. So I hope this code was clear. I hope the explanation was clear. Like I mentioned, this question was very easy and this video was going to be small. So thank you.